When does ambition transform into an arms race that threatens the very soul of competitive balance? That's the existential crisis facing Major League Baseball right now, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are holding the match that could burn down any remaining illusion of parity. Fresh off back-to-back World Series championships in 2024 and 2025, most organizations would enter a phase of cautious maintenance, maybe shed a contract here, reset the luxury tax there, let the young guys develop. Not the Dodgers. Instead, they've gone full scorched earth mode, signing Kyle Tucker and Edwin Diaz, and now they're reportedly circling Milwaukee Brewers ace Freddy Peralta like sharks who've tasted blood in the water. Let me be crystal clear about what we're witnessing. This isn't roster construction anymore. This is monopolistic hoarding of elite talent with surgical precision. The Dodgers already have Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, and Roki Sasaki in their rotation. That's 5 legitimate aces, pitchers who would be the unquestioned #1 starter on 25 other teams. And yet, they want Freddy Peralta, a 2-time All-Star coming off a 2.70 ERA season, who struck out 200 batters in 2024. This isn't about filling a need. This is about ensuring no one else can have him. The emotional toll this creates across the National League is suffocating. Imagine being a Padres, Giants, or Diamondbacks fan right now. You wake up, scroll through your phone, and see that the team that has dominated your franchise for a decade is trying to add another frontline starter. It's not just demoralizing, it's psychologically devastating. It sends a message that the regular season is a formality, that October is predetermined, and that your team's best-case scenario is hoping the Dodgers somehow self-destruct. That's not competition, that's resignation. But here's where it gets fascinating from a strategic standpoint. This isn't just arrogance. This is trauma response. The Dodgers' pitching staff has been decimated by injuries over the past 2 seasons. Glasnow, Snell, Sasaki, and Emmett Sheehan all spent significant time on the injured list last year. Ohtani didn't throw a pitch until mid-June 2025 as he recovered from surgery. The Dodgers won the World Series despite their rotation health. Not because of it. They navigated a minefield and survived. But smart executives don't bet on surviving a minefield 3 years in a row. They build a bridge over it, and that bridge is named Freddy Peralta. Let's talk about the cold, calculated logic behind this pursuit, because it's actually brilliant in a terrifying way. Manager Dave Roberts has already hinted at implementing a 6-man rotation or hybrid system to start the season. This is the new Moneyball. It's not about on-base percentage anymore. It's about innings management, load management, and ensuring your aces are fresh in October. By adding Peralta, the Dodgers aren't just adding a pitcher. They're buying rest for Yamamoto. They're buying a lower workload for Glasnow. They're purchasing the ability to skip a start for Ohtani without the quality of the product on the field dipping to replacement level. Think about the strategic implications here. In a 6-man rotation, each starter gets an extra day of rest between outings. That means injuries, lower pitch counts, and fresher arms in the postseason. It's the same philosophy that has revolutionized the NBA with load management, and the Dodgers are applying it to baseball with ruthless efficiency. They're not just trying to win the 2026 World Series, they're trying to create a sustainable dynasty that can dominate for the next half-decade. But here's where the plot thickens: the cost. The Milwaukee Brewers aren't a charity. They're a smart, analytically driven, small-market team that trades assets at peak value to remain competitive. They want MLB-ready starting pitching in return. And this is the terrifying part of the Dodgers machine. They can actually afford to pay it. Any other team trading for an ace like Peralta would have to gut their major league roster or decimate their farm system. The Dodgers have such a surplus of pitching depth and one of the top-ranked farm systems in baseball that they can make this trade without blinking. Let's discuss the trade capital. The Dodgers can send a package of young, controllable arms, guys like Emmett Sheehan, River Ryan, or Gavin Stone to Milwaukee, and their big league roster doesn't lose a single ounce of production. It's a self-sustaining ecosystem of dominance. They draft well, develop talent, and then flip that talent for established stars before the prospects even reach arbitration. It's the ultimate market inefficiency exploit, and it's why they've been able to maintain this level of excellence for over a decade. However, there are risks here that can't be ignored. When you assemble a god squad, egos are involved. How does a former ace feel about being the number 4 or 5 starter? How does the clubhouse react when established veterans are shipped off to Milwaukee to make room for the new shiny toy? The Dodgers have managed this well so far. Their culture is strong, their leadership is elite, but every new addition shifts the balance. Yet, the front office seems to have calculated that the risk of a bruised ego is far less dangerous than the risk of a blown elbow in October. They're choosing talent over comfort every single time. So, what happens if this deal actually goes through? We need to project the future here because the implications are seismic. If Freddy Peralta dons Dodger blue, we're looking at a potential rotation of Ohtani, Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Peralta, and Sasaki. That is, without hyperbole, perhaps the greatest collection of raw pitching talent assembled in the 21st century. We're talking about a team that could realistically challenge the regular season win record of 116 simply because they will rarely face a pitching mismatch. Every series would feel like a playoff gauntlet for opposing lineups. But let's play devil's advocate for a moment. What if the trade falls apart? What if another team swoops in with a better offer? The Dodgers are still favorites, yes, but they remain vulnerable to the one thing that remains undefeated: attrition. If they don't land Peralta and Glasnow acts up again, or Ohtani has a setback, suddenly that invincible armor looks a lot thinner. The margins in the postseason are razor thin. We've seen super teams fail before. Remember the 2011 Phillies with their vaunted rotation? Remember the mid-2010s Nationals who could never get past the NLDS? Pitching wins championships, but only if that pitching is standing on the mound in late October. The Brewers hold all the leverage here. They know the Dodgers are desperate for certainty, for insurance against the injury bug that has haunted them. This puts Milwaukee in a fascinating negotiation position. Do they demand the absolute top prospect? Do they try to pillage the Dodgers' farm system for every last piece of value? The negotiation itself is a chess match between a small market team trying to maximize return and a big market juggernaut willing to pay a premium for peace of mind. For Brewers fans, this is bittersweet. Losing a homegrown star like Peralta hurts. It stings deep. But if they can turn him into 3 or 4 pieces that fuel the next 5 years of competitive baseball, it's the smart play. It's the harsh reality of the economic divide in this sport. For Dodgers fans, you're living in a golden age. There's euphoria in knowing your ownership group is committed to winning at all costs. But there's also pressure, tremendous, suffocating pressure. A three-peat is historic. It puts you in the conversation with the early 2000s Yankees. Anything less than a trophy with this roster is a catastrophic failure. Ultimately, this story is about more than just one player. It's about the philosophy of modern baseball. Are we moving toward a league where only 3 or 4 teams truly matter? If the Dodgers get Peralta, the gap between the haves and the have-nots widens into a canyon. So, here's my question for you. Is this good for the game? Do we want to see super teams that force everyone else to be perfect just to compete? Or does this level of dominance ruin the suspense of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to see your debates. Are the Dodgers ruining baseball? Or are they simply operating at a level of excellence every other team should aspire to? Hit that like button if you appreciate the deep dive, and make sure you're subscribed because if this trade breaks, we're going live immediately to break down the full return. Don't miss it.